I'm not sure if this is going to be a thing, but I decided to make a video of whether or not if a quote has relevance. Whether a product quote, a developer quote, or an economic quote, it has to be quoted by the actual person or a character from a show. Today's quote relevance is Shigeru Miyamoto's, "A delayed product is a good product, but a rushed product is bad forever." Doodletone says that there is no relevance today. Is it? Let's find out. Considering quotes have to come from past experience, I would have to say Miyamoto had rushed once or more to perfect his quote. As for the relevance, let's take a look at past gaming experience from Big Rigs and Sonic 06. Big Rigs had no objective and was glitchy, though AVGN found this fun. If there's one thing we can all agree on, entertainment is subjective. James Rolfe found it so bad it's good if the room was a game with these flaws. Yes, the room had a game not licensed by Tommy Wiseau. I would like to use Shadowstar's commentary on TFCO 238's commentary on SNTFL's commentary on Shadowstar. The problem with Screw Attack's Sagi vote.
Terrible controls.
I played it and it controlled perfectly fine. I could only harp on the controls of the boarding sections because movement was so hard to actually do.
Big Rigs controls like a tank.
Bad level design.
I thought the level design was rather good, with a few exceptions.
There's one level out of the 5 in Big Rigs where if you choose it, the game crashes.
Bad gameplay.
Elaborate. There was barely anything bad about the gameplay in my opinion.
You couldn't lose in Big Rigs. Sure, tons of other games like Kirby's Epic Yarn and Sonic and the Secret Rings have it where you can't actually get a game over. But still, getting hit results in some penalty.
Glitches.
You can go to infinite speeds in reverse and stop on a dime in Big Rigs. You can fly through the air if you go off the track in Big Rigs. You can go up steep inclines without slowing down in Big Rigs. You can drive right through buildings in Big Rigs.
And terrible load times, dude.
Who's to say Big Rigs didn't have terrible load times?
To clarify, people's problem is not it's unplayable, but because it's Sonic the Hedgehog. Whether or not you find it entertaining is a matter of opinion. You either found Sonic 06 entertaining because of the glitches, it counts as a game, or you don't find it entertaining because it's Sonic, or your experience had a sour taste. Both of these choices have a right and wrong reason. I'm pretty sure there's more to it than these, but subjectivity is the only reason why Doodletones finds it irrelevant. What she wants is fact. And the funny thing is that I can think of a Switch game so bad, it's unplayable. I can't remember the game's title, but it was a platformer similar to the Pikmin sequels. In this case, Pikmin 2, two switchable characters. Unlike Pikmin 2, there's no time limit from the look of things. A giant character and a normal-sized character working together to achieve their goal. And this is based on someone else's experience, not mine. It crashed a lot. Now, try to imagine you never heard of this game in the recent years. Unless you find the recent truth about this game, you're like, that's the worst game I've seen. I mean, I didn't judge a book by its cover, I just flipped through. And from what I've seen, I don't want to play because it looks bad. Now granted, the bad forever part is a fact today doesn't have any facts to go by, but bad impressions are what stick with you. Doodle's example of No Man's Sky isn't a good example since computers can tell you what's going on. Console gaming, unless you look at the news about it, if there's no news about it, then that means nothing changed or will change. By the way, if you want me to do no news as good news, let me know in the comments and tell me who was the one who made that quote. Be specific. Does Miyamoto's quote still have merits today? It depends on the person you asked. The forever angle can still be viewed as subjective today, but if nothing changes, then that would be laziness. Japan works the hardest. America is lazy. Doodletones happens to be a North American Caucasian that has different subjectivity and effort. So in Japan, you have no choice but to work hard. Seriousness is basically different for each company. So if a Japanese person believes that, it's because of that country. Doodletones isn't in a position to just question past quotes since they can have different meanings. Considering the fact she didn't bother to put a better quote proves she is lazy to put in her own quote proves that she has no merits. Though we'll just see what she does. Like, comment, share the video, subscribe, and click on the bell to get notified for more of my work. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Discord for Q&A, polls and announcements.